With extended school closures happening throughout the United States, students are facing new challenges when it comes to learning, and educators and parents are working to provide instruction in entirely new ways. Now, more than ever, it's essential that schools provide students an education that is based on evidence and uses principles of effective instruction. This is important no matter if it's in person, remote, or a combination of the two. This is especially true for students with disabilities. For early literacy, this includes explicit and systematic instruction focused on the 5 big ideas of reading. The big ideas are concepts that can help improve outcomes when they are taught and are indicators of later reading success. Specifically, all students should receive instruction in phonological awareness, which is the ability to recognize that spoken words are made up of individual sound parts. Phonics, this is the reading instruction that helps with understanding how letters and groups of letters link to sounds to form letter-sound relationships and spelling patterns. Fluency, or the ability to read words, phrases, sentences, and stories correctly with enough speed and expression. Vocabulary, which is knowing what words mean and how to say and use them correctly. And comprehension, or the ability to understand what you are reading. While all students are exposed to all 5 big ideas, the degree of emphasis changes over time, and for students with reading disabilities. In early elementary school, there should be an increased focus on foundational skills involving phonological awareness, phonics and alphabetic understanding, and automaticity and fluency. This is also true for students struggling to learn to read, and for students with disabilities in later grades. Just like an in-person educational setting, it's important that schools use evidence-based practices when delivering literacy instruction and intervention remotely to students. As a reminder, all students receive instruction, while students who are struggling with reading should receive instruction as well as intervention. Guidance on the evidence base of particular programs can be found in the academic intervention charts from the National Center on Intensive Intervention. Keep in mind that students with disabilities are likely to have regressed more than others during COVID-related school shutdowns and distance learning. During remote learning, students with disabilities should be provided with additional intervention time devoted to their specific areas of need. Small group or one-on-one intervention should be provided 3 to 5 times per week. Many features of effective reading intervention may still be successfully delivered in a distance learning setting. Interventions should be matched to areas of student need and should be focused on all or a subset of the 5 big ideas of reading. Interventions should emphasize explicit instructional practices, including explanations, models, frequent opportunities for student practice, checks for understanding, and immediate, specific feedback. Educators should continue to monitor student progress during reading interventions, whether the interventions are provided through a remote, on-site, or hybrid educational setting. Progress monitoring data allows educators to measure whether an intervention is of appropriate duration, quality, and intensity to support student success. Finally, whether you are a parent, teacher, or both, it's natural to feel overwhelmed due to distance learning. There's no right way to do this, so breathe and relax. Remember, just be you. Know that the efforts of teachers and parents are appreciated on both sides. As you move into the new school year, try to remember these 3 key things. Encouragement. Look for positive things to say and do. Even if you feel like you're encouraging and supporting all the time, chances are good it still isn't enough. During these challenging times, children need as much encouragement as you can muster. Understanding. Keep in mind that everyone's situation is different and that we're all doing the best we can. Everyone needs understanding from others. This requires truly listening and caring. There just can't be too much understanding these days. Expectations. Even though the pandemic requires extra understanding from everyone, we don't want to lose the value of reasonable but high expectations. Let's use this time to maintain expectations around literacy learning and practice that accelerates progress. Thanks for watching this remote literacy learning overview. If you want to learn more, check out the National Center on Improving Literacy's Remote Literacy Learning Toolkit.